Hola, hola, yo, mfethu goosebumps, bro. Yeah, about to get butterfly. Pela by this time tomorrow, signally hours by actually tlapeka. So I am hella excited, man. I'm happy to be here. Kubusalo na bafethu.
Cold, mara other than that, Mnandi bafethu. Anxiously waiting for the next season to begin. Re khona re bone already signings tse re sign pila kgotsa ya.
Away. I don't know if I might have had a mic issue there. I might have just greeted just Majita Gai and everybody else didn't hear me. So if that was an issue like it looked like it was, then don't worry. I have already fixed it. Mr. Penn, thank you for the greeting. Kamo, how are you feeling? What a time to be alive.
Dog, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Like we are about to witness history, history in the making, you know what I mean? And with the acquisitions, man, I get other supporters, I wasn't satisfied so far. But outside everything, I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Away, my Jimbo. Yeah, and to the viewers, we have a couple of topics to talk about today. But you guys know Bucs Chat Live is all about just taking our hearts out, the safe space for Amapaganea to share their thoughts. Don't forget, we got the link in the description for the WhatsApp group where you can also join for the next one. So we're going to talk about the Saleng saga. It's finally over. And so I feel like now we can properly talk about what happened and what went down in that one, because you know it's been up and down. Every day there's a new story. And then for the tour in Spain, who's your most anticipated player, Majimbosi? I'll get your thoughts on that. Fitness worries, we don't have our entire squad in Spain at the moment. There are still people who are left behind, and obviously we are left to speculate. And then preseason expectations in general. I think I just wanted to rehash that since we are starting again fresh tomorrow afternoon. So I just wanted to get the last minute expectations from everybody. And are we done with our business in the transfer market? I believe we might still have some unfinished business. We've got a lot of people that have come in, and obviously one by one, little by little, we are taking players off of the books and all of that. So yeah, my Jimbos, I will get into the Saleng saga, and I am going to cross over to Mr. Coach. Can you give us the timeline that you believe to be the timeline of what really happened with the breadwinner from the beginning to the end?
All right, just before I do that, do you have the poll is close by, ne? For you, if you can do that quickly there.
It's here.
My question is, who's the biggest loser? Is it the Orlando Pirates or is it Saleng? I'd love to hear what you have to say. And while you guys are choosing the Bafetu, before I get into the talk, please smash that like button. We're trying to get to 40 likes while the stream is going, Bafetu. We appreciate everybody that is joining and doing the same thing. So please, miss 40. We got lots of time here. So when you walk in, just hit that like, please. Thank you in advance. And we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. I think we're about 90. Come on. Yeah, Saleng Mfethu. First things first, I think that I want to say, hey, I'm gonna say so much. First thing I want to say is that, hey, I hope this is the last time we talk about this thing on this channel for the next 12 months. It's the So yeah. A lot of what I want to say comes from I was listening to the Switch On Network, and Nadim Lukele said a few things over there. Shout out to them on that side. He says that he's definitely sure. He heard on good authority. Say speculation give fact. Saleng is on a 70,000 rand per month salary, and how that came about was that, if you remember, we signed Saleng from Keswick Stars. I think they were playing in the NFD at the time. And he was given, I'd imagine, 3 or 4 year deal. we signed him, and then the first 6 months he spent them on loan. Gomoroka Swallows, he tore it up that side, and then we called him back. Right, I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was the whole 6 months, but we called him back very soon after that. And then I think if Kihopola Grand in that same season or the following one, I could have my timelines twisted. Just if you can keep it, just quickly check for me there if I'm not wrong, because I think that was his first season at Orlando Pirates, and that was when he ended up winning the Players' Player of the Season. That became a huge thing. He rose, and according to Nadim Lukele, what happened was after that happened, obviously, the 70K salary, he's the Players' Player of the Season, and then he wakes up the following season is how most negative MTN 18 Nedbank Cup. How am I on 70 grand? What's going on here? And if you guys remember, the following season was a very poor season. About at least 6 months of it was a poor season. Performances were up and down. Went through his own turmoil later. And I guess somehow Jose convinced him towards the end of the season to start showing up properly again. Maybe started training a little bit harder. And then we began the previous season, with, if you remember the first, I think from preseason, I remember saying it from preseason, he was on fire. I don't know if he was satisfied with that 70K or he had gotten the right advice at the time. And yeah, he was on fire, started like a house on fire. But then very soon after, I think 2 months into the season, starts was missing for a game or two. Ahutla Habe, Artilivela MTN 80. And after that, it just became downhill. Speculations rose, 70 grand. At some point, his family also came out to say the reason this guy ain't playing is because he ain't happy for his earning. So I think, it's about a 3-season saga, and that escalated last season because this is a player who saw play KICKOFF football. I think it was somewhere around the 13th, something like that, of December. Okay. And ever since then, reports came out in and out of training. Not to say no such thing happened. That's all they said.
Hold up, Mr. Coach.
Without explaining everything,
let's take one step back.
For the most part, it was a terrible season if dealing because we.
All right.
Sure.
I think there's a little bit of a delay in terms of the internet here for you to hear me. But anyway, so you're saying, Hore, he got his contract, 70 grand from the beginning, right? Are we all in agreement? First contract, from what you heard, it's basically affects that in LA 70,000 coming from Free State Stars.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was just trying to serve this up
Cash
on the
Stars,
page.
yeah.
Okay, sharp. Okay. I'm just trying to load this up over here so we can all see what I'm getting from.
Okay.
So, Obi did that.
Okay.
Yes.
I on loan 6 months. Yes. Coming from LFD must behave. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's the one.
But I just wanted everybody, and you guys can also give your opinions after I just say, Hore, okay, sharp. So, House on Fire, 70,000. It was never an original problem with his original contract. We don't know how long his contract was, but we do know that it was from 21-22. Sharp, which means whatever has been renewed today or last year, whenever, it's all from 21-22. Okay, sharp, cool. So he has a good season, Mr. Coach. And then according to what you've been hearing, what happened next?
Has a good season. His first full season as a Orlando Pirates player, has a good season. And then
MVP.
Basically, he goes to the club and like, wafethu nani yabona phela amakhapu lawa lethwe yimi ayeke ngizohola 70,000.
Okay.
Yaqala lapho now.
Okay, that's where I need now the thoughts of, especially Ben. I don't know if you have a light there close to you, Ben. You're a little bit dark, but if that's that, then that's that. No problems. It's a safe space. Ben, so this man has the contract that he has, and then he goes on loan, he comes back, he does well. Is there anything that we can say, Hore, one person or the other did anybody wrong at this part of the story? Is everybody valid, or do you see where Saleng is coming from here?
Obviously, from loan. It's only the 70K over first team member. There's nothing wrong.
Okay, there's nothing wrong. Only one season, and then Sharpo. You do have your top flight. Okay, sure.
If you're from loan, now you offensive hey, welcome. We're going I want from more cool, and then that season performed. In fact, now got no boy and face you. If I'm not mistaken, that was the same season. Erasmus was still a Pirates player,
and Charlie kissed Brown.
Yeah, so in fact, it's either Saleng or Shapadi goals in Zimahampe or Stella Erasmus. So that was a fire season. And then obviously in fact, after that season, in fact, big game specialist when Chiefs kiteng, when Sundowns kiteng, anything big game, I'm there. The captains that chose it, the MTN 18 Nedbank Cup, they will make a Saleng in fact. So obviously in fact, any person would have that thing. Yeah, in fact, last season, I'm sure I brought 60-70% of the revenue that the company made. In fact, now we are something.
So, Kamo, with that said, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to talk to your agent, or are you supposed to complain? Or for a young player who's just had a breakout season, do you see where he's coming from, or do you just feel like he needed to find out the hard way that no one is bigger than the club?
Okay, I mean, like Ben said, he makes sense for him. I mean, after such a period of time at club, learning some form of raising, not saying he was supposed to be stingy guy or the approach was to maybe Aguela the agent. That was the approach, speak to your agent, speak to the club, and see if maybe we can get a deal. And then if he was supposed to went down the contract, because after that, Nailotama on the free, and it was no loss anyway. So I think the approach the agent or the club for a raise, because he really did a thing. We improved how you playing. There was a point where he was even out playing Lodge. Before Lodge Hazama, he was even better than him at some point. So he really needed a raise. But unfortunately, the approach he was supposed to sulk, or maybe he's bigger than the club, because now you're him listing game time. If Nali Nila humble, he would have got game time, and then eventually I ended down like team like he was supposed to be matured and to see out the contract. Azamai on the free without anybody having a loss, because now isn't the image has his brand or whatever. Isn't that thing, because now we talk about attitude, and maybe that's not attitude. He was really crying for and serious. They brought the team to the success of I think I deserve a raising, you know. So I think the approach was not good.
Yeah, okay.
I actually want to add to that.
Yeah.
So I would say, well, great points firstly, but secondly, so now, I actually read it earlier on today. King Pobim Taung, he after the last interview, he got turned off by one sign. One. And then I'll check or why. The reason is cause basically Preseason is a bua ka tšhelete or tshwantse ba mo patale bo ma 450k tse di jwalo. And then basically Bobby Mtaung a bua ra once a player sets a fitleng mo staging sa hore yena o shebile tšhelete is the main priority, then ha sa matla because money comes second, football comes first. So I think okay, I'm not a professional soccer player, so I don't know who if you are not happy with your salary or you want to discuss your salary and pay and bonuses and things like that, what's the proper way to go about it? I don't know if you go to your agent and the agent proposes, or you go to the club management. I don't know how you go about it. But after hearing Teoya Pobim Taung, it kind of gave me that perspective. So if, let's say, for instance, Saleng go the Iron Chuk himself, this is hypothetical. If go the Iron Chuk himself and then say, I am fit to last season, let's say 8 million in 80, 10 million in bank cup, nailing us number 2, I ever fit to Kupungan Hall of Bonagad. Now, it might also be the same thing, or how Fetu. We were getting there, we were gonna give you that, but if you come to us already and then we'll like the attitudes or and you have to pay you more, maybe that also had that Bobby Mtaung effect. But you're not like it will for neither fan, it will always be painful for the fact that last season the whole season as Ankarabana Saleng. Remonica M10 8 fella. Last game I remember it was against Al Ahly in December, group stage, not. And that was that in fit. So yeah, fit. I'm gonna have to leave soon, but
wait, no problem. Mr. Coach, so just I guess what I wanted to establish now is Vele his thinking at that time of his career when he feels like now he's on the rise, now he deserves more. Is there anything to say, Hore? I guess answer this one and then just carry on. Is there anything just to say, Hore, why didn't you just work out a better deal in the first place? And also, you're not the first person to be in a contract dispute. Why are you not talking to other people? Why are you making your situation seem so unique to make us scared to think, Hore, Pirates is running some sort of shiga here and there?
Yeah, Vetu. Okay. Obviously, before I give my opinion, because my opinion ain't gonna sound pretty, this is all assuming that is the case. It is 70 grand, Vele. That has been his salary, and Vele he did sulk. Before I get into what I think about that, I just want to give Vetu my gratitude to Miguel team and Abdeslam Ouaddou. They struggled for minutes in Fetu. They were iced for a long time. They left professionally, and they also, even after they sent some messages to the open letters to the fans in Fetu, thanking them for the years. Like again, Tim Fetu, I was always wondering why he didn't play, and nonetheless, he never had any issue in Fetu. He showed up to. He was a leader in the club. And I feel like that Fetu, if I see him go starting, I will tell him thank you for your service. That is a player. That's how you're supposed to behave when you play for a club. In general, blessing club whole. So as a supporter now, I always appreciate a player that behaves like that, even though things didn't go his way, but he doesn't turn back on that thing and be like, club better, things like that. He still appreciates all the teams in the stadium. And in drawing comparison to that, again, if the Saleng things that I started with are true on that 70 grand and whatnot, ayikho le ndaba yakhe prior. Ayikho nix. First things first and fit.
Yeah.
That's contract that you signed. And then you went home and told people from your hometown that Buffett, you're going to see me in a Pirates shirt now. I'm so happy. Everybody's celebrating. You signed it. You were happy about it. And if it said, for example, 3 years, you knew you were going to get 70 grand 3 years. That is what you agreed to, and you must stand by that. Now, obviously, he's a young kid at the time. He doesn't know Mfetu that he's going to perform the way he did. But that's no excuse. You're signing that thing, and you're signing it promising you're going to give your all throughout those times. So now if you end up doing more than you expected, like, oh, I didn't expect to be player of the season, I got to get more than that. Are you saying that when you have bad days, we must give you half pay? When you can't play, must we give you less money? Do you want now a performance-based contract? Is that what you're saying? In the second season, again, first season, he had a 70 grand salary. Well, not 70, sorry, he had a player of the season kind of performance throughout the season. If you are saying because of that, I want, for example, 200, are you saying that the following season, if you don't score in the first 5 games, I must dock 10 grand for every 5 games you don't score? You can't have it both ways. Yeah. If you want it to be performance-based, it must be performance-based full-time. Company, and I hope Mfetu players, young players that are coming into the game right now, Adam Apagania who just arrived, all kinds of players, they are looking at that Saleng story and they are learning what lento le ayenziwa kanje Buffett. Nasespanini, angeke ukuthi if you start working at a job and your salary is gear salary house, what you get for a year, say you're on a year's salary at work, year's contract, and you're getting that, and then when you get to work, you realize, oh, I'm actually the best person in this whole company. You know what? Actually, you ought to pay me more because I'm carrying this whole firm. What are you getting paid for, Hunter? We're getting paid to just show up.
Degree. You are better than everybody who has a degree. And then when you look at their pay, you're like, yeah, we're just a degree. And I can, so there are ways contracts are set up and it's a whole study on its own. Don't make it about the football. Bro. We have nothing to do with that as fans. Okay, I think I want to wrap this one up.
I want to make one more example.
Sure.
Sorry, I just want to make one more reference quickly. But there's a very popular story, Harry Redknapp. He never mentioned the striker, but there was a striker that he wanted to sign. And apparently, striker say while they were negotiating, the striker's like, okay, I want a goal bonus, right? And this is not back in the day. And Redknapp is like, a goal bonus? What do you think I'm paying you for, Khadi, for you to keep missing? It's a salary for you to score goals. So now, obviously, the game has evolved and everything like that. Yeah. But Mfetu, honor your contract, bro. I know there are all stories out of Pirates. Dr. Koza, Mafia, Mfetu, I can guarantee you that if you honor your contract for the period of time, and then let's say 6 months to go or a year to go into your contract, and the club comes to you and say, okay, now say look expire a contract we extend. You can say, no, I have delivered all of these things here, Bafetu. Can I get a great package?
And it's that's an agent's job, Bafetu. Oh, talk to your agent.
Bafetu.
Instead of telling your agent to find you a new club, instead of telling your agent to show Kamu.
No, that's why I'm the agent. The club on their behalf because it's like the player are gonna be most funny, it's like most funny and of course the competition. So it's like the agent that is ever the roles to negotiate the league club on the players' behalf because they were never a cut they were choosing by career. So if kill a player and then get a good club on the personal agenda stuck, unfortunately it won't work out for anyone. The club, even the agent, the lane itself. So it's like whenever Sharp, let's say they gave him a 3 months contract. On the last period, he was supposed to approach the agent. I'm the lawyer. Look, I'm entering my last term, the contract, and I think tshwanetse the benefits, you know, because it's like it will anyway. So it's like it's either get a game or raise my salary. And I think
You signed a contract. Honor the contract. Now, I don't even care if the contract you signed on day one said you were going to earn £5, dog, and then it turns out you're the best player in the team. You signed the contract.
I get coach. But when does the salary raise because kind of have any bonus, like the players are having any bonus.
No,
I can guarantee you know what? I'll make a nice example, dog. I'll make a nice example. I've heard of players who've come to the club, but Clifford Ngobeni, I forgot other names, but there's a bunch of names we've heard on different interviews. And they always say, no, when I arrived, my contract was that I'm going to get, let's just say, 10,000 Rand. And if I play the first 10 games, after the first season, it's going to go to, every year you get, your signing on fee is broken up into your contract term. So you're going to get a portion every single year, basically, of your contract. So it'll say, Hore, 10,000 Rand. And then in the second year, again, if you've met these performance metrics that are on the contract that you were in the room for, you guys, that's the whole point of negotiating personal terms. And then it increase, I'm going to get 12,000. And then in the final season, I'm going to get 15,000. If I abide by these things, that's why they'll say that Smang Mang is on a contract who's going to earn, let's say, for example, R1 million over 3 years. I'm not saying that he's going to get 300,000 every year. It's going to be based on certain things, and it's going to increase every year, and it'll be split up got those sign-on fees. Yeah. So he mustn't now come shoot the club because he signed a bad contract. He signed it, Mus.
Alright. I think at the end of the day, unfortunately, until his documentary comes out one day, I feel like it's going to be he said, she said, and I guess at the end of the day, what I feel like I can believe is that definitely it's a contractual dispute. Or at least for a fact, it's a contractual dispute. A contractual dispute can only be solved by sulking in the betweens of the season. Okay, wait. Let me lay this out one more time. It's a fact that it's a contractual dispute, and it's a fact that he sulked. He was never kicked out.
Yeah,
can we agree on that? He was never told, don't play again. So whatever happened with him never playing again was to a degree also something that he approved. Can we agree on that? Okay, so Mafethu, with that said, you're never going to win against such a big institution when you go for those kind of battles. And like I said, some people just need to find out the hard way. I think we can go towards more of the good riddance with this one. As the thumbnail says, I don't think it's a good malicious good riddance. It's just to say, now we can get into the new era, and I would like to get into the next topic. Etara, Mr. Tatos, joining us there at the bottom. I'm going to read through some comments, and then I'm going to greet you, Hantle, and then we will get into the next one. for everybody. Okay, guys, if you guys can hear me, let me just get through those comments one more time. Anyway, basically, Mandla is saying the Saleng saga is tired. Let's move on. And all of this is speculation. Looking forward to tomorrow, and Pirates is going to beat Bolton is Mdumiseni. Thank you. And then Mindlos came through, said, agent let him down, which is also part of what we were saying. The agent let him down if he thought maybe 70K is not that much. Okay, agent, how about you throw in some goal-based bonuses or things like that, especially as an attacker? I feel like that foresight would have helped. And then he's like, no, Mandla also came through and said he's signed from Free State Stars, not Kasrik. Also, he wouldn't be the first player to ask for a raise. A raise would never have been an issue. Even Nadim is speculating. So all of this is speculation. Eish, Mandla. Oh,
No,
hey,
fair,
Danko.
fair.
And then Willow Curtis says, Saleng didn't understand one thing. Playing is what makes him get paid or get a better contract. If he played, maybe Jose would have taken him to Al Ahly with him. Young Tol. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. You gotta play. Availability is the best ability, ladies and gentlemen. And I feel like I was saying, if you're going to sulk, let it at least be between last season where you have your player of the season already loaded up, young Tola. But yeah, guys, let me leave that over there. All right. Let's get back to business. Let's get to the next topic and let's talk about. Who do you guys feel like you are anticipating to see the most in this upcoming tour? Tato.
Sure, Buffet too. Hope you guys are good, Buffet. I'm happy to join the stream, Buffet. The most, I mean, probably Iphombule, Buffet. I don't know how many times I've heard this former fellow Paganias, even other fans actually, not even that my Pagania fan, but Buffet. The Sesane player, the Chiefs fans were angry, but yo, Buffett, they told the star. And they must have. I think I don't know any transfer rumors and Karamaga or something like that. They wanted to bring him in, but out of all of the players that I'm excited to see is Siphombule, and I've seen some of his clips. Yeah, no, he's gonna change how we play.
Facts.
He's definitely gonna change how we play. He's a top player. I think out of the talents, Momzanti is one of the top ones, Momzanti. So I'm excited to see Sipo the most.
Okay, cool. Gamo?
Travis Scott. Travis Scott, James. Travis Scott. Travis Scott,
Number one.
Bowman Celeste Statiles already. Yeah, Limbule. It's like already Bafani nickname. There's that cohesion in the squad already.
And they're roommates, just to add on to what you're saying. They're roommates in the camp.
Nice. Mr. Coach, number one.
I want to say Siphombule, but I also want to say Oswin, and I have to be honest, my gents. I am so anxious. I'm actually curious. I can't wait till that lineup comes out. I'm more interested in the coach, my gents. First of all, I don't wish to be him because who on earth is going to play when? So many quality players. Do you start Mbule or do you? And I hope. I hope no favors are being done, Buffett. I know he's trying to keep some level of continuity, but let's not do some favors. Don't say no last season. I'm not going to mention him because the national I think he knows what I'm talking about. I don't want anybody to be done favors. If it's keep preseason, obviously everybody must get a chance. Everybody must play. But I think when we are obviously at some point we're going to gauge and see like, oh, okay, now he's trying what he thinks could be his starting lineup on the 1st of August type of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see what on earth it's going to look like. What do you do with Oswin? Do you start him? Do you make him a Mfuking replacement? What do you do with, or do you put him on the pitch with Mofokeng and then Nkosa comes on second half? What do you do? I honestly have no idea. For me, it's about the coach. I want to see. Actually, I look forward. You know, I know it's preseason. It's only been probably a week, but I remember watching Jose's very first game in the league when he arrived, because they played in Spain in his first season. So we first saw the team under his tutelage in the first game. And immediately from the first game, you could see, okay, Jose this is his philosophy. Come together. But I remember we lost the first game. But I think I was saying it to you, BKB. I was like, okay, we lost that game, but what I saw there was actually really good. I'm not even going to judge that that result, because that looks like something's cooking. So even while I just want to see what his plan.
Sounds like the expectations are high.
Of course they are, bro. This is Orlando Pirates and Fitu.
Yeah, but it's preseason. It's so you're telling me you saw the same thing from Jose in preseason?
He's very Jose is unbeaten in Spain, bro.
Okay. Now, personally, I want to see how many of our attackers can we get on the pitch at once, and which ones.
Yes.
Yes, Buffett. In defense, I'm gonna ask whoever's fit for the day. I'm gonna be like, Buffett, are you grand to play today? Who took your Tsiba winner most of the time? Okay, Danko, back five is fine. I want to see. Okay. Can I leave Mbule as my CDM maybe for like 10 minutes?
We're gonna play back five.
I don't want us to shore up anything at the back. So what up, Hambil? It's PSL that we play in, gents. You don't need such a strong defense.
I think that's even getting me more excited. Makaula Nkere is injured. Who said it? So Dako Blue, we can't have Makaula Mbata. Dako Blue, he must make it.
That can't happen. Yes.
So maybe we have Mbata in the 6 and the chef literally Scott, or maybe we have Nduli in the 6, or oh man,
anything but Mbata. Anything but Mbata in the 6.
Coach.
Like to keep doing it.
But my if I had to choose one, my most anticipated Vele is Oswin. I want to see the Oswin we were all wanting 2 seasons ago. Hey, international, because I still have the departure of Mofokeng in the back of my mind. So I'm really watching Oswin. And if not Oswin, then whoever is going to take over the left wing. I just need to know. But besides that, 2 strikers, 3 wingers. One of the wingers should be in the middle, and then CAMs at CTM, and then the rest can be Umbogazi. It's fine. Even if we lose 5-3, it's fine. I just need to see everybody attacking and what. Come on, chance.
No, I think if our 11, it's like. Whatever lineup you set up the benchmark. Starting 11 is our number thing. Do we go with Mofokeng or do we go with Oswin Police? Because now not tested Police. It's like the quality around him was Right now, there's quality everywhere on the field, quality and everything. So I think we don't expose it to how he actually plays and learn who he is as a player. Because it's like if he doesn't perform, unfortunately, we look bench and I got bench. You're not problem because they are not going to and then Kamavinga let the James.
Because we've got big name players, we're excited to see. And the same way Saleng, no one was expecting Saleng to be our best player when he came.
Yeah, when he came.
He ended up retiring, like I'm saying, I don't care for Sundowns. So anything can happen. It's
I
a
think
lot.
another unknown quantity that I would love to get an answer on very, very soon, King Ndaba. Because I need to know if I need to cry for Pasadena or not. I need to know whether to chill. I don't want to be caught with my pants down thinking I've got one of the best squads in the world, the best squads in South Africa, and then Hoto gets injured, and next thing I know, I don't have a left back. Maela's being recalled now to come out of retirement, you know. Oh, there's Mbogazi at the left now, and now we're back to BC Kogi. I don't want to think. I need to see. I need to see if Ndaba and Hoto can be like for like changes. But besides that, I know, for me, Oswin, a whole bunch of attackers at once, and Ndaba as my anticipated.
Martins, let me ask you a question. Who thinks we're still gonna play a back five, or do you think we're gonna change formation wise?
That would be a crime. That would be a crime.
Back three or back five?
One of the many questions I have, because we can do so many different things, Martins. We can decide we're gonna go with a back three as our standard, so that all of these exciting attackers, we can put them on the pitch.
We can put them on the pitch at the same time. That's what I'm thinking. We must squeeze them all in.
Yeah.
At the same time.
There's so many of them, but and the thing is, now we're not going at a back three with a back three from a leg. Now, okay, fair in Sesane, but in my opinion, if you're choosing a back three, it selects itself. That's the best centre back in the country. Mbogazi is the best rising centre back in the country, and Sesane is somewhere in between there. So you put all three of them. No more, even if I'll get CDM, I'll try to talk. So the thing is, if we go with a back three, I think we'd sacrifice Van Rooyen and Lehoto, because we can put in real wingers there instead of back. But to answer your question, I think we go with a back four, so that we can have a lot of possession going forward instead of leaving a lot of defenders. Like, especially, I expect us to have a lot of control. Even last season, obviously, we're going to deal with mostly the low block teams and maybe one or two Stellenbosches that are actually going to try press high. But for the most part, it's about low block. So I think we'll go with a back four, two center backs, and I think we should go with one CDM that we can trust. And
that we can trust is very important. That we can trust. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I want to move on to the next one. It's still in the same bracket. I'm not changing the topic too much. I'm just going to fitness worries, because you just mentioned Ndah. And at the end of the day, like you said, Makaula's not going to be there, and Ndah's not going to be there, and I don't know if there's any fitness person that we thought would be there that isn't there.
Lepasa. For me, Lepasa.
Okay, so with that said, right, let's say you had married the fact that I'm going to play Ndah as my starting center back, yeah? The issue now is, as a new coach, am I going there to find out all my possible formations, or am I going there to find my best formation? Because now I need a best formation and I need the best 11. Or, you know, when you start losing, they're like, oh, he doesn't even know what his best 11 is, kind of thing. So I feel like that's also now another selection headache, because now I need to find the best 11. I need to know what kind of options I have and what kind of scenarios. And I still have some people injured that I've never personally told to run up and down. I've never trained personally. So with that said, would you tell yourself, let me find the best 11 that I can find? Let me ask Kamu.
I think let's go with the best 11, because the challenge is now, it's like he has He has to find his play. Masolar. He needs to know I'm a soldier. You know what I mean? And it's no longer a thing of trying these solutions on I think, like I said last time, all the resources that they are needed whole challenger for the league, also for the CAF, and because the standards did change, it's like a lot is required from Ene to deliver. So his first 10 matches determine whether is he staying or is he leaving. Sirat. So I think the approach is to go with his best 11 and field his best players, especially Gausan. Gausan used with his best formation and then his best players on the field, so that I'm blueprinting his starting 11 Cynthia.
Tatos.
Very interesting. 10 games.
Do you want to know everything you can do, or do you just need to know how you can win?
No, I think it's a mixture of both, KB. I think especially for preseason, I think you should strive to know at least both. Or this is my best 11, and if the best 11 doesn't work, this is what I can do to change it up. So I think, especially in preseason, that must caveat, especially in preseason, because we don't want to see experimenting first game of the league. So we want to know. But in preseason, I want to at least he must field his best. Like he must field all of the players. Like Coach said, all of the players are probably gonna play. So from there he'll find out his best 11. But I think he should strive to find like his best from 15 players. Or if the 11 doesn't work, only 4 left who can add an impact. But I don't want that game week 1. We are hitting the road running, win. But for preseason, you can experiment. You can give him that. He's a new coach, so we should give him that.
So when I come here, you're saying, okay, you understand that it's preseason and he's gonna try his combinations, but you feel like he needs to be proving that he can get results from day one.
From day one, from Kausad, because it sets the tone. It sets the tone. It sets the tone. It's like it's tone. If he gets it right, Kausad, I think Rilonale a good season, because everyone in the squad, the confidence, like we have to deliver. There's no way in any position. So, hence I'm saying, gents, if he goes with back 3, Kausad, trust me. Back 3 goes on, front 4, then 3 go bill. I'm telling you, James.
Can I just interrupt high one? I can't interrupt high one because there is a comment here about the back 3. I just wanted to pull it up. Hopefully I can still keep my sound sharp. So Mandla comes through, is like a back 3 with no wing backs. You are plumbing big time. Throw that plunger away.
Thank you, Pramanja.
Thank you, man. So I hear you. Mr. Coach, you have to break the tie here. You have to break the tie. Results from day one, or just find out who you need and who you will use and just get to know your squad a bit more.
One game.
Just before I say that, Mapaganea, there's just under 50 of us in the stream. If we all press like right now, we are done with our goal.
Please.
If we can move on. I'm a like Bafich. To get onto what I think, the way I see it, he took. Okay, I'm not saying that I've played professional or even anything close to that, but I feel like if I'm a player and we're going to preseason, especially a new coach, no matter if I was last on the list or I wasn't even training with the first team prior, I want to at least get my 45 minutes. At least if it's a coach, I decided I'm born right now. So for me, the way I see it, we've got 32 players right now for camp. in the first 45 minutes. So in the first game and a half, let's even say in the first 2 games, 11. Let everybody kick the ball. Let everybody play. It is not about this. Obviously, he has an idea. Okay, let me try this group first. Let me try that group next. Let me try that other group next. But for those, whatever it is, after 90 minutes, 135 minutes. For the first 135 minutes, everybody must kick a ball for 45 minutes and make an account for themselves. And for me, once he has done that, or even the first full two games, once he has done that, I'll report on every player. Okay, this one was good at that, did that, 1, 2, 3. So some sort of idea of what you can expect in terms of profile and quality. Obviously, they've been training together, but now you've seen them in a bit of a game situation. Do they combine together? So in those first 2 games, it's just about getting everybody to kick a ball. But the last 2 games, now you are looking for your starting 11 and combinations. Now, in the last 2 games, if you didn't impress in the first 2 games, I'm not going to look at the coach if you don't play again in the preseason, at least. Now it's about finding at least something strong enough to start the season. Again, not to say, if you didn't impress in 45 minutes, that's it for you. No, but priority must be, as far as I'm concerned, in the remaining 2 games, to find at least a starting 11. Starting 11, high. Starting 11 last season, high. Whether it comes with 9 players from last season or only 5 players from last season, but he needs to walk away with at least a starting 11. Okay, now we have a lot of depth, so starting 11 that can be made changes to, maybe 5, 6 changes, but a core he must at least have an idea of, okay, I can trust those 4 guys at the back there, or I can trust these 3. Maybe I need to find a 4th person who can accompany them, because the ones I've been trying haven't been working. So for me, it's a bit of both, but you must, when they bought that plane from Spain, I cover exactly who's going to start.
Mr. Coach, I like that one. You guys have all given me an idea to wrap it up. This man must go in there saying, Uti, I play like this. If I am coaching and I am winning, I am winning like this. And then he takes the experience and then he starts to try to plug in the people that he thinks will work in the combination. And then it creates situations like this. Okay, like let's look at Jose last season. It was like, I want my striker to be able to provide these cocoa melons here because they are the people who are scoring me goals. Mabasa, let's see how you can do. Okay, can't trap. All right. Mahopa, come see how you can do. Things like that. Like, have my philosophy, and then now I'll say who can win the CDM race. If I play with wingers, who can win the winger race? And then just put people up against each other so that they fight for certain positions. With that said, he now must add the whole thing. Okay, I know that this is how I play, but when I'm in trouble, these are the key people that I know that can get me out of trouble. Let me not try to get myself out of trouble. Why? Because I've got a bunch of stars. So which stars can actually get me out of trouble and actually, excited to do that job? I don't know if you're a Kwai, but you might understand if you're not starting. But I might instill that mental thing in you to say, when I'm in trouble, I'm trusting you, Wang Tol. I might not enjoy how, sorry to say this, guys, I might not enjoy how Mbule plays for 90 minutes, and I might feel like, Yazin, I'm going to use this man to change the game. It must show with my starting 11 that, okay, that other CM there, Mbule wouldn't be able to do that. Wang Tola, things like that. So I think he must now establish what he wants, and then with that, find a plan B using the stars. I think that's where the stars should come in. But that's just my opinion. Perfect world scenario, yaka. Yona eo machimbo sakitsebele ibone bya.
No.
Okay, while let me do the things, let me read a couple of comments. Yeah, so Nomsa came through giving us some good news or some timely news here. Apparently, Karim Kimvwidi is staying. Where did you get that one, sisters? I would love to hear. And then the next piece of news that Pirates should have released Saleng, released him so that big teams can use him accordingly. You want rivals to use him accordingly? It's selfish of management. He's under contract.
We are not in the business of strengthening our
opponents.
Oh, wait, thank you for the comment, Nomsa. It's been a while. And then the last one comes through Willow Qwerty. He needs to win the MTN with a team. Oh, with this team. Woo. Woo. Okay, let me see. Let me try to read this again. He needs to win the MTN with a team new or with the new players, maybe 4 or 5. Okay, so maybe you're saying that it's either gonna have to be a new team, whole new look team for MTN, or at least 4 or 5 players we must see with team. Yeah, we've got a lot of stars now, and 4 or 5 of them are already hitting the ground running. I think that's the sentiment in that comment. And then Mandla also comes through. Okay, no, he's having a conversation with Nomsa. Let me leave them have their conversation there. And then the next one is that our coach must have 3 teams on one league: KICKOFF, Nedbank, and the league. Okay, so he must have 3 teams: my league team, my KICKOFF team, and my Nedbank team. And only 4 or 5 players might actually, be simultaneously moving. A core of 5 players. Woo! Damn.
Come on, but just that line. Spine fella.
Keeper, centre back, CDM, striker, CAM. The rest is free for all. Away, and then, that is it for the comments. Everything else there is everybody engaging with each other. Thank you guys for that engagement. Let me see now with these topics that we also have here. It's preseason expectations and it's also unfinished business. I don't know which one you guys want to go to, but I feel like we've been talking about the expectations a bit much. So let's actually now talk about unfinished business.
I just want to hear. Sorry, KP. I want to hear from the gents. We've got 4 matches. As much as I talk about it's about testing players, but at the end of the day, we're a big club. We're not going there to be like our poor neighbors who travel so far to go continue losing. We didn't go to Spain. So I think I'd love to hear Machita, Borobona, what you expect. For me personally, like I said, I know we're unbeaten in Spain, and I'd like to maintain that.
Let's continue,
Not just because it's a big thing, but to be completely honest, when I look at our opponents, nobody is playing. I mean, we're playing Team Yako. Is it Cyprus? We're playing a Team Yako Cyprus. We're playing Bolton in the Championship. We're playing Granada in King second tier La Liga. That one, I forgot the 4th one.
Liga 2,
it's also King Palmas, something like that. Same thing. So
Las Palmas.
I personally, I can take draws. I can take draws because we'll be doing. I expect a lot of experimenting, but I won't accept any losses. Obviously, I won't Chigala coach, but I personally want to see at least draws. Last season in Vetu, really was Spain Rashapa Sevilla, and that was a huge statement. And that was we're talking about a team that's playing now in La Liga straight. And not only did we didn't just beat them, it was very clear that we were actually a dope side. We were a better team, and we won the game. So,
and there was a complete B team too, hey?
And order to at least, So I kind of want to see us assert that a little bit. I want to see that confidence. I want to see Majita, but Preseason is going to set the tone going into MTN in the beginning of the league. So I want them to come back with confidence. So that's how I feel about it. I don't know much about it.
I just want to read this out. It's Bolton or Raishapa. 2 days later, Pafos or Raishapa. 4 days later, 17th of July, Thursday, Las Palmas or Raishapa. 2 days later, Saturday, Futi. Say Granada unbeaten in Spain, or 1 or 2 draws there, Mr. Coach?
No, so I can draw with Bolton. Again, I expect a lot of rotation to go on there. I can draw with them. It's fine. Championship is also very competitive. It's not like we'll be playing Limvelas in 2-1. And then Pafos, Lapangis one next. I don't care if you're playing I am not feeling. I don't want to fail to beat a team like Cyprus. No. That league, I have no reason to believe it's better than the PSL. They just happen to be in Europe. I want to beat Pafos, and again, I think it would be a great statement to beat Canada based on the fact that they are competing in Spain and they have some similarities with our type of game, Philosophia Pirates. So, Pafos, Granada, I want a win there, and the other ones debatable.
Yebo, Tatos.
I mean, yeah, I echo the same sentiments, but I also like Jose. I think we should like what we see on the pitch. We should get excited as fans of H. Right now, it's more of excitement that we haven't seen them in a while, and we don't know what coach is going to do. So once it gets to the fourth game,
Mr. Coach,
all right.
When we played Al Sadd last season in the friendly, where were we playing?
I think all the games when it come up here, that's where we're playing preseason games.
Al Sadd beat us 3-2.
Oh, really? You don't say. All right. I stand corrected.
We have a blemish. No. I was alerted by Mr. Mandla Ndlovu, giving us, keeping us honest days like.
And they always saying that.
Yeah.
While you say that, sorry, I want to give a personal shout out to Mandla Mafetu. Mandla does not let us get away with anything, my gents. He keeps us honest. I appreciate that. That's dope.
Sure,
he knows his thing, Chef.
And more information from the game, Libito broke his leg in that game. So maybe you couldn't remember it because of trauma. So I guess. Okay, fade. Tatos, do you agree? Sibashaya song except for maybe Bolton?
Yeah, we should expect that. We should expect to Sibashaya song given. Well, I need Cyprus. Hey, coach, I'm going to emphasize more. No exception. Actually, draw is not enough. Nil draw is even worse. So, what I'm saying, over and above the results of the game, we should see a football that we are excited to see as Mapagane. Last season, we must be excited to stadium. Good football being played with good players on the pitch. I mean, there's good players. We have incredible players in the team. So, all of these formations we're talking about, the previous coach set high standards in terms of us wanting to go watch Pirates at the stadium, us being excited to watch Pirates, regardless of the situation of the or the stakes of the game that we are playing. So I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Abdeslam
Ouaddou.
So, Coach Abdeslam, hopefully you can get us excited for the games. Get us excited for us wanting to go watch Pirates, even if our stadium fit. So I want to see that. I want to see that excitement in the way Pirates play.
I just want to echo that. Just add a bit of that. As much as I know I'm talking about results, we have expectations, but I definitely agree. It honestly is not about results, dog. It is about performances. We want to see. It's all about showcasing his philosophy. It's something that's gonna get us excited. I mean, I remember not last season. I know Dala Pirates, dog, everybody knew you can't try to get a hold of me, even before we started doing watch-alongs and whatnot. But all Dala Pirates would cover, I really want to see everything. So it's very important for us to get excited. Especially, like I'm saying, I'm somebody, like it's worry. I'm not gonna line up with KP. Like you told me about a lineup from 90 minutes before kickoff. I will refresh until it comes out. So, we want to look forward to seeing the game, the team play, and the performance. The idea will give us that even before the results.
Before the results, yeah.
Yeah, well, well. It's just so tough. I think the toughest thing for me, honestly, and like the toughest thing for me, honestly, is the fact that it doesn't matter a lot what he does now. It's one of those things where the best things that he'll do will actually be behind the scenes. We're only gonna know when we get to a semi-final, MTN8, whether you know.
So it doesn't matter what he does now.
Time.
So meaning,
no, as in like whether we win or lose right now.
We shouldn't pay attention.
No, we're gonna have to pay attention to every game. You're going to react to everything. But what matters, we're only gonna see it high sale semi-final, unless he's doing so badly that you know, it looks like he can never win a game. But let me just say, in an example where he's winning every game. You can win every game in preseason. You can win every game at the beginning, but then when we have to qualify, handle for KEF, and when we have to get through that semi-final, assuming we get there, MTN8, that's when we're going to know how good we are and how good he is.
Jose Ursin's a chance.
Jose Ursin's
I It's the guy's first love, bro. By the time we play MTN8, at once August, Lepasa 30 days one about a coach of Pirates.
I was thinking of a scenario. What if we played the football that we want to see, but we lost every game?
No such thing. There's no, you see now, that scenario doesn't even exist. We've done everything we wanted except we lost. But everything else was perfect. Game after game, after game after game. That's exactly when the pitchforks, yeah.
Yeah, what if he plays the football that we want to see on the pitch for preseason? And then when it comes to preseason was one way. All of the teams, including the Cyprus team.
That sounds like Rulano Mokoena.
And then after people go leaguing, and then it
I was about to say, Kirulano in net so.
Fantastic football. Fantastic. Hey, can't do I say show every week? No, it's all fantastic until you get bantered.
Yeah.
I think that's Coach Rukati.
And like, Lion worries about it. Every time I keep hearing my Pagania say, but I win internet, I'm like, I'm afraid to come on. Then don't see we never 3 back to back. First of all,
you don't want to lose it.
You want to break your own record. We now goes 4.
We don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, but obviously, dog, it's a big club, bro. It's a big club.
We don't want to lose it. And
but if I'm looking at the 5 competitions, for me, internet is last.
Shep. It sets the tone. That's the issue. So you can lose in the final, ne? Just imagine that day when we lose in that semi or in that final, and we all go to Idiski TV on our YouTube, and it's like, Lomchita, I told you from day one. It's gonna come out like that. It's gonna come out like, no matter what the football looks like. If we get cheated by the referee, at least instead of complaining, we'll be at the police station at least. But if it all happens on the pitch and it's like, okay, yeah, I hear you. And then why is Kenya? Oh, yeah, I hear that. And then why is Sansa? Oh, yeah.
I get it. We know first leg of the quarterfinal is Polokwane City, of course. If in the semi-final we get Sundowns and they knock us out, how do you feel about that?
It depends how.
No, it doesn't depend how for me.
1-0, bro. across
think
both.
One
We are-
nil, tough. We can see what we were trying to do, and everything is actually gelling, and it's actually on a trajectory going up. Monate, Jewa ke Sundowns.
Let's be honest, Buffy. Let's be honest. Coach here is like a president, regardless of first
By
job or
25.
not. He's coming with a mountain of pressure, unfortunately, because of the past coach of what he did and where we are now. Where we are now in terms of the players we signed, number one, and for the pain we've experienced for the past 8 years.
Yeah.
So now, Coach Utaka, pressure, Okamupela just now, he was saying tomorrow is the game. Not MTNA, not, he was saying tomorrow. Just now you were saying tomorrow, really. Not MTNA, not fake.
Must win tomorrow.
Tomorrow you must win.
Convincingly so.
So coach is coming with, unfortunately, he's coming with a lot of pressure. But I think it's fair pressure, especially from the fans. Because pain fitting because of that team.
I have a prediction. I have a very clear prediction. I can see it in the future. Right now, Re44 in watching this video right now. If you've liked already, by the way, thank you very much. Re44, and we have 25 likes. I'm telling you, if we hit that foot at 15 fellas, so like I got like. No child. No,
We're bringing it home.
Other side, for me, I na final. I feel finaling, dog. I know I made the Sundown scenario. It made it seem like I'll be okay with. There's no scenario where I'll be okay with losing to Kado so much. It's like Kado so hungry. But so Batwako USA no chase at it should be at a better level in the season. So yeah, I refuse to lose Sundowns in the semi-final. I can go out gracefully in the final. I don't expect us to. I don't. No, let me not say that. I won't shoot anybody if we don't win the MTN 8, but final for me. You must get to the final, dog. Show me something. It's not declining, fellas.
Okay, gentlemen. Selection headache but fit to lay ultra. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what will be good. You don't know what you want to win, what you don't want to win, who to lose to. Hey, my fate. So
it's like the lineup, KP.
Yeah.
About a lineup, ne?
Yeah.
Starting 11.
Yeah.
There's no right answer for tomorrow.
There's no
right answer. There's no wrong answer.
Everything is correct. Yeah. Every person you put there is the right person.
Also, buka kwa iba. Another important player.
Yeah. Like you know what? Like I think I'm probably gonna end up repeating this. As long as you get people who can play well together, there's no use trying to put all the stars, make them fit all at once. Just see who plays well together at a Pirates level. Learn to trust yourself that your triangles and combinations and formations are going to be good enough, and then from there create competition for somebody to want to slot in. So for Kwaiba, if you can see that Kwaiba, you know when a player needs to prove themselves and they end up wanting to take everything for themselves. Young Tol.
Karen Kimbudiso.
Wabana, if I find somebody Kimbudiing on the pitch, I'll be like, okay, set a little bit of bench. When this person and this person are on, they can at least pass to each other. And then make him feel like the same way Kimbudi felt, except Kimbudi and Ongadile. But there's different ways. There's different ways to handle the situation. Ongadile is our coach, about to stabilize his strength. It's fine. So now I feel like I don't know. With Jose, he was in his third season. Kimvuidi, it was his worst season in terms of appearances. I feel like last season was his Ngaling season, if you had to put it like that. So I'm just saying, Hore, just create that environment to say, Hore, you are welcome, but look at how it is done. So those who want to try too much, give them a chance to impress here and there. But I think the number one thing is recognition. Who is ready and who isn't, and what kind of risks can you take relative to the results, bro? relative to those results, dude. That's the tough part. Let me just read out there. 72 votes in, and 72% of people are feeling like Saleng is definitely the biggest loser, with him going on loan there to Orbit College, and Orlando Pirates should not worry with their 28% feeling like, we didn't lose anything. I think that one is pretty much cut and dry. I mean, you probably won't find 10 Saleng channels, but you will find 100 Pirates channels. So I guess I know who's bigger than who there. Thank you so much for everybody that has been participating. Let's end it off like this. I just want to ask one question. The last topic, I don't want it to be a whole topic. I am Linkpile headache. Linkpile selection headache, Buffett. The last topic is just. Okay, I guess I'll ask you like this. I just want a name. And we are saying goodbye after that. Okay, good night. If you had to buy one more player or fill one more position, who would it be?
Pasadena.
Mr. Coach.
Okay, who's the question obvious?
Okay, swap again. Okay, sharp. This is the NQF level 5 version of the question. Swap again. Utengu Pasadena, utengu Saban.
But like you Leona obvious.
He's sing somebody that is worth losing, Mr. Coach. I'll bet.
Somebody worth losing.
Yeah, somebody who's a first choice or would be a first choice.
Would be a first choice who would have started most of our games last season.
Yeah, and if you want to add in the new signings, would have started out. Yeah, okay. New signings plus would have started last season. Yes.
And so basically, I think what you mean, your question is, I get one player, but I have to lose one important player to get that player type of thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Still a no-brainer for me. Or is it? Is it Mahopa or is it Mbata?
Mbata out, Pasadena in.
I have many midfielders. For me, just quickly. I shall keep it under 6 seconds. For me, Mbata must start on the bench and he must fight for his way back into my heart and the squad.
Tatos.
He doesn't inherit it from love.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, but out of all of them, he's the weakest link. He's the easy pick of the first 11.
Actually, people don't agree, bro. People online, Mapagania, elsewhere are all saying Mbata starts. I even read someone somewhere was saying that he will still put him above all our midfielders. Like,
whoa, which Pirates are you watching? Hey, but now over Makaula. I think Makaula is a top.
I don't know who the hell would even compare the two after that whole season. Maybe in a period. But for me, if I had to pick somebody who isn't Mbata and I had to sacrifice, if I had to look at the new signings, I'd probably sacrifice a winger. Between Police.
Which one?
Which one?
No, out of the new signings. Okay, get out of the new signings in P2.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. That's unfamous.
No, you can't sacrifice a new signing.
I can't.
I haven't seen them.
Okay, sure. Then in that case, I'll definitely I can do without Bandile Shandu. He was a starter player last season. He was starting many games.
There's no way, KB.
Tautona says Lamini. That's also another tough one.
He's in trouble. There's no way he's not in trouble. He's quality.
Yes.
He's class. One of the best midfielders we had last season for sure. Angazi ngomfaka kuphi. Mangathi ngiyabheka lapha. Angazi. Mele umenzele space, mele umenzele favor. Or somebody must decide not to play.
I feel too. Okay, I am thoroughly spent with these selections. I don't know how they're doing this game. They're gonna do it game in, game out. Or Ouaddou should have came with at least one assistant that speaks French. When he's fed up, I feel la putain de Paris. You know, something like that. He's going to have it tough. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. Thank you for everybody that was commenting and participating. Please don't forget that you leave by pressing the like. One more that I went to so waiting for you to hitchhike a click. And then we are going to hit the subscribes. Just check around there, guys. 80% around of y'all. It seems like being watching the videos without being subscribed. I know it's easy. You always see the video on your timeline. You think you are subscribed. Just check it out there. And then, let's share this video with the rest of the community so that they can also share their opinions. Perfect too, Mr. Tatos. You ready for tomorrow?
Oh, I can't wait.
Mr. Coach.
Hey, Maparania.
Knuckle with a my chance. I might not sleep well tonight. Thinking about my bro. You know when you're a kid in P2 and you've got a tournament the next day in primary school?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you wake up, oh, damn it, it's 2 a.m. Sure. I might go to sleep. So, Maparanea, we will be here tomorrow doing the live watch along at 11 a.m. As beginning is Kati, it's Pachamanzi, it's very ready. It's morning, so there's no need to get a drink, my friends. It's Pachamanzi. Very ready to watch our team.
Tell your boss that you have a stomach ache, and then go to the bathroom and then come back and be like, isn't it lunchtime yet? Above all, thank God, my friends, thank God. Ahoy, mateys.